Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy Brian from Brian's Custom Auto. What used to be American Auto. We changed the name yesterday of the channel to try and get some more subs in. So starting right off the rip, we done pulled up the Harley Davidson F-150. It doesn't run good. It was towed here and dropped off, and my buddy said it don't run at all. They got it to crank up a couple years ago and it hadn't run since. Well, I just drove it from where they dropped it off at to here and then cranked it 2 or 3 more times. It runs like crap, like bad crap. So we're gonna fix that. But let me give you a little knowledge on this here truck. I'll spin the camera. This is certifiable yard dirt from South Carolina. Okay, so if anybody wants some of that yard dirt from where it's set for so long, I will scrape it off, put it in a bottle, and send it to you. Okay, if y'all want any of that whatever that stuff, I will scrape it off and send it to you. So this one happens to be a 2002 model. We'll get to that here in just a second. This happens to be a 2002 model. And in my short that I posted yesterday, I said it was a Paxton supercharger. I was wrong. It's a Eaton supercharger. Okay. But this is the Harley Davidson F-150. Now, I generally do not work on newer vehicles like this. Generally, what I work on is old stuff. Old stuff. And cool stuff. And whether you think it's cool or not, I think it's cool. So that's why I said bring this bad baby on. Now, the pinstripes, come on, Ford and Harley. There was a guy I watched last night, and they say, yes, they definitely want you to know it's a Harley Davidson edition. With the paint job, the useless running boards, the billet-style grille, the clear cornered headlights, which I kind of like that. So just so you know, this whole front end setup, guys, is identical to the Ford Lightning with the color matched bumper, the air valence kit down on the bottom. But they put Harley Davidson on the center cap. They put Harley Davidson right there. They put Harley Davidson on the key. They put them stupid looking flame lines. But got to remember, this come from a time when Orange County choppers was a big thing. They put Harley Davidson back there. Lexington, that's where he brought it from. He inherited this from his brother who passed away. So, and another supercharged emblem right there, and on both back and front wheels. Now, this does have the Borla style exhaust. That was a factory thing. I haven't been able to stand outside and hear it from here because if you take your foot off the gas, truck dies. So, there's that. Now, give you a little sample here. Something I think is really cool. Overlook the mess. This is what all that's here for. They put the chrome handles on the side of the seat along with the 6-way adjustables. Now, this seat is in horrible shape, okay? But guys, this truck also has 180,000 miles, okay? They put Harley Davidson on the badge, okay? They put it supercharged on the RPM, on the tachometer. But I love the silverback gauges, okay? That's just me personally. Let's not forget we got the Harley Davidson map, but those are not factory. Let's hop inside here. Normal. Yeah, see them running boards are just pointless. Got good climate control setup. Same factory radio that's in all of them. Okay. Now here's something that I do think is really unique. You got a sunroof. That's not what I think is unique. But I am sitting in one of 4 bucket seats in this 4-door truck. So typically, if you don't know, F-150s have the bucket seats with the center console in the front, and then in the back it's usually just a bench seat. But not on this. They actually have a center console deal back there that is marked Harley Davidson. It has the flames on it, and both back seats are marked Harley Davidson, and it's got side bolsters on it. So that's kind of cool. They was really focusing for performance in this truck. But the center console here, now this one's all eat up from sitting in the sun. The back one looks a lot better, but it's got the ghost flames in it, and it's got another Harley Davidson emblem there. Okay, but there's another one. They also put a Harley Davidson badge down here in your center console with the VIN number and the serial number to 08518 with the 2002 model, and with it saying supercharged down there. And I know you can't really see that, but I don't want to show you the VIN number on this car, on this truck, because it's not mine. But overlook the mess, but this is what we're working with, guys. Black on black on black. Guys, it is overcast day and it's still hot as crap in here. Oh, and the last thing, like I said, the key is Harley Davidson. So they definitely wanted you to know that you had a Harley Davidson edition F-150. Now then, of course, under the vice grip garage called Power Barn, that's flaky as all get out, but we can take care of that. There she is. I don't know why I thought that was a Paxton, but it is a Roots style blower, okay? But it is an Eaton, and it makes all the right noises. Supercharged by Ford, 5.4 liter. So yeah, guys, this thing skips so bad. This is a single overhead valve, single overhead cam, 5.4 liter. So it's not the same as the Cobra or the GT350 or anything like that. But it is identical to the Ford Lightning. The only difference is on the Lightning, they ran a smaller pulley. This truck was more built toward and focused toward maybe towing. And the Lightning was absolutely more focused toward speed, okay? But aside from that, all them pulleys look rough, but they work. But as I said, Eaton supercharger. I am super surprised that this is not intercooled like the old Super Coupes were. The Super Coupe I had the Eaton supercharger on it, and it was intercooled and everything. I guess they just did this one here like this just for immediate torque. I'm not sure. All right, next day, weather finally took a break, and we went and got some stuff. But we did go get a new battery right there. Got to take the old battery back. I did manage to get it to 50% charged, but that's it. So anyway, first and foremost, we have this guy here loose. We've got a new filter coming for it because there's that. So that's always nice to find. And when you look inside there and you can see that Dave kind of done some work on it. Yeah. So for right now, we'll put this right back over that just so it can't suck nothing up. Now I see a bunch of oil inside there, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that mass airflow sensor right now, and we're going to clean it. Actually, no, let's fire it up so you can hear it. Yes, it's rough, guys. But what I can tell you is this truck will not fire up without this being in the ignition and on. Just turn it all the way forward, and then you can reach down to this guy and push it forward. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I'm sure the radio is going to come on. Oh, it didn't. All right, let's see if we can get some life here. It tried. Let me switch hands here. Y'all hear that? Can you hear it back there? I don't think it'll idle. It's trying to. See if we can get an exhaust note. Oh, she camming. Nope. So, yeah, she's shaking bad. Let's shut her down. All right. So, that's where we're at. Got to change the coil. I got all 8 coil packs, all 8 spark plugs. So, we're going to start with that first. Besides, that's going to be about 6 hours of work anyway on this truck. So, there's that. All right, so first thing first, we got some parts we got to take off before we get to the spark plugs and coil packs. Now, the new coil packs are not here yet, but they'll be here this afternoon, which is fine because the wiring harness only goes one way anyway. So that means we can pull the coil packs off, change the spark plugs at least, and see what they look like. All right, guys, so got the hood shut down because it's time for me to leave, and I've got to go get the little one. So we taking all this stuff and putting it somewhere. But here, we'll just set this on the back for right now because it's dripping oil and everything. Ooh, I don't want that up there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to message my friend from Super Clean. We'll just do that. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for today on this one because I've got 2 hours of driving ahead of me to go get my daughter. Now, I will be back tomorrow to finish putting in the spark plugs. I also have to run down to O'Reilly's and pick up the parts that we had to order from earlier and drop off a battery. Okay. That being said, that's kind of the other reason I got to go. But anyhow, guys, so that's gonna do it for today. Again, and I will see y'all tomorrow morning. All right, guys, we're back. It's the next day of working on the supercharged F-150, and I want to show y'all something. This is the third coil pack I've taken out of this side. Okay. Now, I want you to look. This liquid is not orange as in antifreeze. And, well, y'all don't have smell-o-vision. But you see that? That's the third one. The other two are down there. We're going to drop this one down there. That one actually came out booting everything. The last two over here did not. The last two came out the coil pack first, then I had to pry like crazy to get the boot out. Now, before I go any further, let me get my borescope and I'll show you what we're dealing with here. And then I'll explain how all this happened. So I've got my borescope from LimeLink set up, and we're going to poke down in this hole here. See if I can figure out how to make the camera go the right way. See that? Maybe I can get back on it. All right, you can barely see it. But anyway, that is rainwater. And it's been in all three of these cylinders so far. Now, I know it's not coming from the cylinder head because I've pulled the spark plugs out of each one, and the cylinder, the pistons look great. They're a little burnt, but they look great. It's just from running cheap gas on a supercharged engine, yada, yada, yada. So, if this many of these things have water in them, that tells me that this hood has been left up for a long time. But there's also something else I want to show you. This hood's probably been left up for a long time, which was an after effect of it running bad. Look at that intake. And we're going to have to take that off and clean it too. But The fact that the truck runs with that is one thing. I'll bet you both of them little holes there are stopped up too, all the way through. And that's why you have to give it, open the throttle blades a little bit for it to crank up. So yeah. What in the world have we got here? Okay. Huh. Why do I have 2 expansion tanks on here? Okay. One's got green in it, one's got orange in it. We're gonna drain that guy there. Yeah, this one goes back and goes straight into the top of the intake. You cannot mix coolant like that. Now, when I pulled that heater core hose off right there, it was orange. So, I wonder, oh, I see it. I see it. I get it now. The supercharger has a cooler under it, it looks like. I'll bet you that's what it is. This runs back just to cool the supercharger. And that's why they got green in it. Okay, we can work with that. Anyway, so I'm gonna blow that cylinder hole out with the air and then get the spark plug out and I'll show you what the plug looks like. All right, spark plug is out. Look at that. That is just awful. And it's just stagnant water. And dirt and mud. Look at that, guys. Like, how do you even get to that? It's no wonder this truck didn't run right. Look at that. Golly. Goodness gracious. And that was after blowing it out. Let me run the camera back down and see what it looks like. All right, just like I expected. You can see the piston there. Piston and the walls look pretty good. So that's how I know all the rest of it's on top of the engine. I don't know what that dot is right there, but yeah, everything else looks good. So far so good. Just nasty. Nasty. I don't understand how it gets like that, but who knows? The only thing I can assume is that this hood was left open for a really long time. Guys. Passenger side is completely done. If you ever have to do this, just know that's the easy side. Normally, when I'm working on stuff like this, the passenger side is the hard side. That's why I started on the passenger side. Passenger side is all cleaned up and in with the new coil packs on it. I'm hoping the injectors are good. If not, we'll have to take them out. Now, over to the driver's side. Let me back this camera out a touch. Now, I've got them all unhooked, okay? But you have to take a bracket off from the throttle body here, which is this guy here, okay? You also have to take this bracket loose here that holds the power steering reservoir. You have to lift this rail up. And then last but not least, oh, you got your map sensor that's here and an EGR sensor that's here that you have to take out. That's 8mm bolts on all that. This is 10mm, and then you have one 10mm here, okay? Now, once you get past all that, then you come on in here and you have to take the two 8mm bolts out to hold this fuel rail on, so that way you can raise the fuel rail up to be able to get the coil packs out. If you do not do that, you won't get the last 3 coil packs out. You can get the first one here, but not the last 3. So, we're gonna go ahead and do that and get that out of the way. I guess I could have fired the truck up to see if this side was good, but while we're doing this, might as well replace all of them, right? right. So that's what we're going to do. We do want to give this truck the best fighting chance that we can. So anyway, let's keep moving on. All right, guys, it's been some hours. I'm dumping sweat. Hands are all greasy. Hadn't been this dirty in a long time. But after all that, we've gotten everything back together. I haven't cleaned anything yet, but we did just change all 8 coil packs and all 8 spark plugs. Now I've got to reprime this fuel rail, make sure it's not leaking, and see if this thing will run. So all right, if you will watch right down in here to make sure there ain't no fuel coming up, and holler at me if it is, okay? I think I've got everything plugged back up. I think everything's good, so let's find out if this thing will even run. Well, guys, it's not running good, but it's running. We know it's definitely not the coil packs. Not the spark plugs. All that's good. And we at least got it somewhat idling. So I think the next step is going to be working the fuel system, figuring it out from there. Because I mean, we're idling now. Not very good. Sounds like crap. Sounds like it's skipping. But you know, yeah. And it ain't because it's got some hog leg cam in it. So next step is fuel injectors and fuel pump and fuel system, yada yada yada. But as for right now, it's at least idling. New day, F-150. Yep. What we're doing now, spraying the engine bay down with super clean, because y'all done seen this thing is a greasy mess. So even though it still don't run right, what are you doing? We're gonna spray all this down, all of it. Back up, baby. And as I have said before, you don't want to breathe this stuff in because it is rough. Get down there and spray on that alternator. Down in there. Down in there. Down in there.
Daddy?
Yep. Let's come around to this side here. Look at that down there, that valve cover.
Daddy?
What, baby?
You have to put... No, I want you to... I thought we were going to...
We're going to, baby. She wants to play tag. So we're going to play tag here in just a minute. What better time to spray everything down with super clean? And yes, I'm probably going to end up using this whole entire bottle on this. And that sucks because this is the last of what I've got. Look how it's already cutting through that. Look at that, guys. Look how thick that was, and it's already cutting through it. See, this stuff is amazing. All right, we're gonna let that set for a few, and then let it do its job, and then we will cut it off with the water hose. So I'll bring it back afterwards. All right. So literally just a simple spray with the super clean, and then rinse it off. And look at there, guys. It's a whole lot better. I mean, there's still some spots, like I say, I didn't touch nothing. Look at the top of that supercharger, or the intake. That is just amazing at how clean it came just from that. But that's why I use super clean so religiously. Now, that being said, I actually have to contact her and see if I can get some more, or if they're going to tell me to get because I don't make that many videos with the super clean. All right, new day. Got the F-150 backed up here, and I'll show you why. I think we might have figured it out. All right, everybody. We got that up on the jack stands, went ahead and got everything sprayed down, so in the morning it won't be fighting and causing problems. There's my quadjet off the square body. So, I don't know if we're going to be able to fix that or not, because it, for the secondaries, comes out on the other side, and it leaks around it, and it's just a never-ending problem, which is the reason I took it off, because of a constant vacuum leak, and wouldn't allow the brakes to work. Anyway, so let me show you this fuel pump, guys. See 2 pumps there? Yeah. That's set up pretty awesome. Got a new float and everything. Got a long harness on it, which I really like that aspect of it. And 2 connections. But most importantly, do y'all notice that 2 fuel pumps to go inside that joker? So, I want to give a big thanks to O'Reilly's, because O'Reilly's was able to get it for me at the better deal. You know, I usually complain about going to your big brand stores, but after you go to the same big brand store and get to meet the people that work there on a regular basis, you know, yes, I put out a video or a short talking about not O'Reilly's and all that, but guys, I've been working really close with my local O'Reilly's, and them guys have been doing awesome at getting me what I need for the stuff that I can't just go online and order for myself. But outside of that, when I have to have something and have it now, they've been on point here lately. All right, everybody, we are back. It's the next day. I've got my finger flashlights on, both hands. Y'all gotta, these are on like Temu or something. Guys, y'all gotta check them out. They are so cool. When I was doing the coil packs on the truck, it made it so easy to get into them little tight spots and be able to see the bolt that you're trying to reach. Here, I'll turn them on so you can see them. Here we go. See? Not real, you know, and they're not bulky or nothing. It ain't grabbing the palm of your hand, but when you got to grab something, it works perfect for that. Anyway, so we are getting started on the truck here. I've got to grab, matter of fact, they're right here. Let me put all my tools up. I've got a mess in here, guys. Big time. But grab a couple pairs of pliers, a couple screwdrivers. I've already got some sockets out there. And I got the transmission jack I'm gonna roll out there to help grab the tank and lower it down, because I don't know if there's any gas in it or not. It says it's got a half a tank. If it's got a half a tank, that's a lot of weight. I ain't trying to kill myself today. So we'll get that lowered down and get these fuel pumps changed out. So maybe the tank's clean and I won't have to pull the tank completely out from under the truck, and I can just replace the pump inside of it. But we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I also want to blow all the fuel lines out too, just to make sure there ain't no extra gunk and stuff in there. So we'll do that too, excuse me. So, hang tight and I'll see if I can't get y'all some view in there, okay? All right, we got the old trusty crusty rolled out. That was a job and a half, because it was all the way in that back corner back there under all kind of stuff and behind the paint booth. As you can tell, it's not something I use very often, which is why there's that much dust on it. Shoo. Anyway, so it's a good thing to get it out every once in a while and make her operate. But that's going to save us, since I work by myself, on getting this tank out, hopefully. So, all right. So let me get under here and then we'll go from there, okay? Hang tight. All right, we are under the truck. Let me back this camera out a little bit. We are under the truck here. Now, as you can see, that's where the 2 straps are. I'm going to try and get that, which I'm sure I can move them, to set right in between the 2 straps and pick up right in that square right there. And guys, I know it's a complete different vehicle, but I just wanted to point out, is that not a gorgeous sight right there? Anyway, So we're going to jack this up right in the middle before we take these straps off. And even better, I've got to go to the other side and crawl under to get to the strap bolts. But first I want to just get this secured on here. So let's see what we can do here. Okay. Plus, my little piece of concrete here is on a slope, which makes it even better. It's just wonderful. So, but at least I have the concrete. There's many years I worked without it. Without any sort of concrete or anything. And I'm gonna tell you something, that was a job and a half. All right, we got those two straight there. Let me go grab a 15mm wrench so I can tighten these arms down as I get them adjusted, so hang tight. All right guys, so here we are under here. I've got to get that bolt loose and then that bolt there loose. And I know it don't look bad, so I'm hoping maybe it won't be bad. But we've got the jack set, so maybe it won't fall and go stupid on me. And we also got a rear pinion seal we need to replace in here too. But we will worry about that once I get this done and get the truck running. Because that's been the whole thing. If I can't get this truck to run right, then there's no sense in going any further with any of it. So, carrier bearing looks okay. All right, abracadabra, hocus pocus. Let's get this piece of crap out. All right, guys, so here's gonna be an example of how these flashlights work. Look right there. Well, see? Flashlight works so good, it just makes the bolt fall out. Let's see about this one. See if you can see it. But you see how you can just reach right in there to it? All right. That one's not all the way loose yet. I tightened it back up here, so let me get that. All right, now we got both straps hanging down. Now let me go to the other side and start lowering this down just a little bit and see where we go. Just a little added bonus here, guys. It'll help if you take this wheel off to get it out of your way. And a lot of times you got one of them stupid things on there, but that's okay, the key's inside. So we're gonna snatch this wheel off so I can get in there and move around a little bit better so I can get up over that, because them stupid clips, I can't see them. So that's what I'm working on, is trying to see them clips so I can take them off without destroying the fuel line. Well, we're starting to come out just in time for the rain to start. And guys, yeah. This time of the year absolutely sucks. By the gauge, by the way, the gas gauge was right. There's a half a tank in this thing. And this Pittsburgh is down as far as it'll go. I wonder if I can. Nope. All right, I gotta see if I can just move and wobble this out. Of course not. That would be easy. Guess I could jack it up more. This is why I need a lift, guys. Look at how massive that is. All right, now let me set that back down on the stands. How the heck does that happen? I wish I could be like Dylan McCool or somebody. All right, let's cool off a minute, wash my hands, and think about this. I've got to pump all that gas out and see what the inside of the tank looks like and all that stuff. So hang on a minute while I cool off, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Guys, what do you use to clean the grease off your hands with? My hands are pretty much clean now, both of them. But what do you use? I'll show you what I have. Knuckles Waterless Hand Cleaner, Rainbow. There's a product number right there, 4745. If you can find this stuff. My wife found this gallon for me about 9 years ago, and it takes so little to wash with. Now, I have used Gojo. I've used the pumice powered stuff, the cherry bomb stuff, the orange pumice. I've used every bit of that stuff, and I'm telling you guys, there's not one thing in this world that cleans better than that. And when my wife found it, she found it at a closeout store. So chances are you might not be able to find it again. But we bought that like 8-9 years ago, and it was like maybe $10 for the gallon. And I mean, come with the pump and everything on it like they normally do. But it's real watery, okay? But it's got a lot of pumice in it. And I mean, guys, a half a pump cleans the bulk of it off, and then another half a pump comes back and cleans all the rest of it. Guys, that is absolutely the best hand cleaner I have ever seen in my entire life. It cuts better than Dawn, like, and I don't know why. I don't know if you can find it. You can go online and look for it. Like I said, that's why I showed it to you. If you do a lot of really greasy work, if you work on diesels, that even takes the smell of the diesel off your skin. So I know that because of the 7.3 and the 6.0 and all that stuff I was working on. But that stuff is awesome. And I'm telling you guys, but in turn, I need to get on the ball and see if I can find some more, because I have very little left. So it's called Knuckles Rainbow Waterless Hand Cleaner in the gallon. So see if y'all can find it. Give it a shot, guys. I'm telling you, if it costs $1 more, go for it. It's worth it. You will use way less. Disclaimer, with the pump up, don't shake it, because it'll push itself out of the pump somehow. I don't know how, but I've done that more times than one. And it got everywhere. But it's okay. Everything that landed on it cleaned it. All right, we're going to get this gas pumped out of this and get all that cleaned up and go from there. So I'll bring you back in just a second. So now I've got the tank out. Now I'm having to drain that half a tank of gas out. So I've got 5-gallon jugs sitting there that are completely empty. Hose running in, and my little clicky clacky. I mean, it ain't moving it too terribly fast, but I don't know. I've got that thing over there that works really fast, laying on the ground in front of the grill, but it requires a drill to operate it. And I don't know if y'all caught the last or that video from Billy the Kid or Street Racing Channel, where he about blew his face off trying to Jimmy Dale it because he was drilling in Molly's fuel tank in her Supra, and the Milwaukee brushless deal had sparks and it blew the tank up. Well, if you know gas, you know fumes is what catches on fire, burns. And I don't know exactly how old that gas is. It don't smell horrible, but we are not going to take a chance in blowing up. So we'll do this, I guess. All right, guys, so while we're under here, we want to go ahead and check over all this stuff. That's the hose right there that I had to cut to get the tank out. And then that one I had to cut to get the tank out. Both of those are in really, really bad shape, so we're going to go ahead and replace those while we're down here. Now, helpful tip is you want to replace them with fuel line. And the reason being is because that does still contain fuel. It may not be a lot, but it does still contain fuel, okay? And any line that contains fuel needs to be rated for a fuel line, all right? So we're going to get these two replaced right quick and get the pump back in the new tank and go from there. God, I despise this time of year. I really do. So I'm under the truck and my upper half is dry, but now it's starting to rain on me, which means either A, I have to quit working until the rain stops because I'm outside with this truck, or B, crap, I better cover up the tank. Oh, it's not getting wet, it's underneath. Or B, I slide all the way under the truck and do it that way. I think I'm gonna go with B. Got our fuel lines, or got the vent lines and return line replaced, which made the hands turn black again. But while we're doing all this, we're gonna change the fuel filter, which is right up there. So, there's the new line, there's those fuel lines. We're gonna replace these clips too, because I don't wanna have to pull this tank back out. But we're gonna go ahead and replace that fuel filter there too, just to get that out of the way. So, hang on. In case you didn't know, to change a fuel line on or filter on these, you have to have the little fuel line tool. Now, they've got cheaper tools than this, but I didn't like them. I like the one that just clamps on like that. You just push it in there like so, like that, and then you can generally just push the fuel line back like that. Of course it wants to fight because I'm trying to show you guys. If it just worked, I would think something's wrong. There we go. And then your little fuel line tool just folds back up and you're done with it. And I don't know about you, but I generally try and keep them inside the plastic, but of course trying to do something one-handed, it's got to bite you the whole daggone way. I just wish one thing would just work. And then the fuel filter here just kind of snaps out of there. If you can get the there we go. There. Ew. Ew. Probably needed that. Alright, like I say, we got the wicks here. We're going to put the new wicks in and go from there. Also, for those of you that don't know, there's the arrow on there. That means it's coming from the tank going to the engine. That's which way you want it to face. Of course, you can also try and remember which way you pulled the filter out. So there's that too. So, you know, there's that. But that's for the people who forget, like me, when you take it out and then you're like, oh crap, which way did that go? Well, there's an arrow on the new one. So remember, the arrow always points toward the engine. Just like that. Flip you all the right way. But just like that, the new one's in. All you do when you put the lines back on is you don't need the tool to put the lines back on, okay? And like this filter, there's two different types of fuel lines on these trucks. One comes with the clamp that you have to slide the little lock in. Well, they send the lock with these. The little plastic clip lock, they send it with these. But this truck don't need them because it takes that kind, okay? Which requires the tool. The plastic ones, although are not as strong, they are superior as far as, you know, the average person replacing them, okay? But like that right there, that little dude there, that's what that clip is. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, this just slips on, it locks, you pull it back, make sure it's locked in good, and then this clip here is a safety clip. That's just a safety clip. So you take the forks, put it on each side like that, slide it in there where it's supposed to be. That holds it up against the little rib, and then clamp it down just like that, and that ensures that this fuel line cannot blow off. And that is your fuel filter install on a Ford. Yep. And then this happens. Guys, I can't catch a break. I just want to get this fuel tank done. Just want to get the part in there. Oh yeah, get harder. And what do all the locals say? Oh, we need this. What you need is all this shoved somewhere. Oh my God. It's all right. I'll get it done sooner or later. One of these years. All right, we are back, and finally, after such a massive downpour, it finally quit raining. Although everything's still soaking wet, I got to get this done. And I'm sure a bunch of you have been in this situation before where, you know, you got a deadline or you got something in the way and you got to get it moved. I ain't working in the rain, but I guess I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and get wet. I mean, it's really no worse than... Why is this open? Oh, crap. Everything has to mess up on me. Anyway, so I guess what I'm going to do is get the air hose and blow a bunch of that if I can, and kind of somewhat dry it up, and then slide that into there. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. We'll see. Guys, I'm just going to go ahead and try and knock this out and get the tank back in. I showed you how I took it out. I'm just going to try and knock this out and get it in, so I'm not going to catch it on camera. I'll show you after I'm done, but let me just go ahead and get this knocked out because I'm running out of time. It's already 3 o'clock. We're planning on meeting people for dinner at 5, so yeah, time's running out very, very quickly. If anybody knows the answer of how to clone yourself, please let me know. All right, guys, ladies and gents, got the tank back in. I didn't put the wheel on it yet. Got to pull that jack stand out. We put about 2 gallons of gas in it. I don't know if that's going to be enough to even make it to the fuel pump or not from right where it's at, but I guess we'll see. Turn the key on the on position. And let's hit the fuel pump, see if we hear something. They're awful quiet. I don't know that they should be that quiet. Fuel gauge is definitely staying on empty though. That's several. Let's see. God, I hate this stupid thing like this. Trying. Definitely sounds way more crisp. See? I think we're gonna put some more gas in it and see what it does, but it's definitely running a heck of a lot better. Mostly. Let's get some more good gas in it and go from there. But that's a big step. but we definitely got to get more gas in it. So let's do that. All right, so now we put a little bit more gas in it. It's still on the empty. It's running way better, okay, but we're still not 100% yet. So I know the fuel pumps are good. I know the fuel filter's good. Brand new coil packs, brand new plugs. Now I have seen in the past where a coil pack is still bad, even if it's brand new. I've ran into that multiple times. But in the meantime, we're going to get the tire put back on this thing and air the other tire up, set it on the ground, take it to the end of the driveway and back, just to see where we're at, if it'll even make it out of the driveway. But the next step is going to be pull the fuel injectors and make sure none of those are stopped up, because I believe that might be where we're headed to next. It's in this fuel system, I know. Everything we do gets a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, okay? It's taking throttle 100 times better, but it still ain't perfect. So, but also off camera, I pinned and tried the fuel pumps, and one of them was working, but it was moving real slow. Yeah, it was bad. So anyway, let me get this tire slapped on here and we'll take it for a test. So after all that work, that made it better, but it still didn't fix the problem. But what I did figure out is you can hear only about half of the injectors clicking. So I don't have an injector tester yet. It's going to be here Sunday. That being said, guys, that's going to do it for this installment of this video. In the next video, we'll get the injectors tested, cleaned, all that stuff, get whatever new ones we have to, and yeah, we'll start pressure washing and putting that truck back together once we get it running right. But we'll do that in the next video. So for everybody who stuck around this long, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you do me a favor and comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. 97% of the people that are watching my stuff are not subscribed, so please make sure you're subscribed, okay? Please make sure you're subscribed. I'm trying to build this channel up, guys. I'm telling you, if this channel will start making money, I can start giving it back to y'all. That's what I've said since day one, 4 years ago. So let's keep going. Let's get this channel up there. All right? Thanks, everybody, so much for watching. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one.